Good morning, students. Welcome back to our science class. Now we are in lesson 19, Movements in Animals. This is our part 2 of this lesson. In our last class, we studied about movement and locomotion, the difference between a movement and locomotion, and then the earthworm's movement and its body structure, and then cockroach movement, birds, and then snakes. So, the different parts body of these animals having how they are moving and then how the locomotion is taking place in their body we studied in the previous video. Now we are going to see the remaining animals as well as the human, how the movements has been taking place in the different body structure of animals. Now we are going to see the movements in fish. Fish swims with the help of the fins. Yes, the fins only helping them to swim. They have a two paired of fins and unpaired fins. Yes, they has at both the sides it has a fin. The body of a fish is streamlined to reduce the friction. Why it reduces the friction? Because of what? It was in the water, so in that it has some force on it. So it is reducing the friction while moving in the water. They have strong muscles which help in swimming. So with the help of the muscles only it is swimming. When a fish swims, its front part curves into one side and the tail part stays in the opposite direction. Yes, see, here also the movement of the fish is given in this picture. While it is swimming, what is happening? The front part covers one side. So it turns one side and then the tail part is turning another side. So the direction will be opposite. See in this part's picture, there is moving upward, then it is bending downward. So it depends upon the movement. So it's a forward movement. When it is forwarding, the tails will be backward. And then if it is downward, the tails will be upward. Likewise, it is adjusting the body movement with the help of its muscle. Movements in human body. Some of the body parts of human are movements of eyelids. So eyelids, without knowingly, unknowingly, whatever the time being, it is protecting our eyes. Movement of the heart muscle, so it is not uncontrolled, automatically it is doing. Movements of teeth and jaw, yes, with the help of us, only we are speaking and then eating a food. Movements of arms and legs. So with the help of a movement, we are carrying a thing and then walking from one place to another. Movement of head. So for our convenience, we are turning and seeing things around us with the help of our head. Movements of neck. So necks also helping to move around our heads to see the things around us. Here also some of the movement of the human being given. In our human body, we have a types of movement. In that, the first one is amoeboid movement. What is amoeboid movement? So it is taking place in the ammonia. It's called pseudopodia. Here, it is brought about by pseudopodia, which are appendages which move with movement of a protoplasm within a cell. So it's already we know it is a unit, I mean single celled animal. So with the help of the protoplasm within a cell. So to move the protoplasm, see the movement has been seen through this picture. This protoplasm movement with the help of the amoeboid movement. So we can call it as amoeboid movement. Only it is helping the protoplasm to move in its body. Next we have a ciliary movement. This ciliary movement is brought about by appendage called a cilia, which are a hair-like extension. See in this picture it has air like extension. To move this, the ciliary movement is needed. Extension of the epithelium, both these kinds of movement are in the cells of the lymphatic system. So we cannot see this thing in our naked eyes, only under the microscopic vision we can able to see the movement of the, this is only possible for a microorganism. Muscular movement is a more complex movement which is brought about by a musculoskeletal system. So whether the animal has been have a skeletal system as well as a muscular, then only this movement is possible. It is only in the higher vertebrate. Vertebrate, you know, those animals have a backbone. And then to understand this, we have to study about a skeletal system as well as a joints and muscles in our body. So here we have a example of muscle movement. Even we to a vertebrate, so we can have a skeletal system, joints, and then muscular system. So it depends upon our body's nature and structure. We are moving the hands, legs, and then different parts of our body. For that, we have a different joints has been taking place. So for the next video, we are going to study about the joints. Joints. What is a joint? The point at which two separate bones meet is called joint. Here see, we have a two bones, they are meeting. It is an example of our elbow. We have a hand. Elbow, you know, it is a place we have a making a move in the front side. In that two bones are meeting, this is the place we can call it as a joint. Depending upon the type of movement they allow. So based on the joints only we are having a different types of movement in our body. Joints can be of three types: fixed joints, slightly movable, and immovable joints. So fixed means we cannot move. Slightly movable, only particular direction only we can move, and then movable is a freely movable. So we can deeply discuss fixed or immovable joints. Where we have a skull. In that we have a joints. In that no, we cannot move. In this type of joint, no movement is possible between the two bones. So when the two bones are joints also, it cannot be moved. The structure between the bones of the skull box are example of immovable joint. So in this now we have a 8 immovable joints. It is protecting our brain. So brain is a very important part in our body. So that it is a having a immovable joints, 8 immovable joints in its bone structure. Next we have a slightly movable joint. We have only very little partial means a part of a movement only taking place between the joints of the two bones. The joint between a rib and the breastbone and between the vertebrae is the example for slightly movable joints. Yes, a rib cage, you know, in chest side we have a ribs, and then breast bones are slightly movable. We cannot move for a free movement. So this is the example for slightly movement. And then freely movable joint. In that type, varying degree of movements is possible between the two bones forming the joint. There are 6 major types of movable joints. Here you can see example of our eye. Ants. Ants is a we have a making a different moves and then holding a things. It is a freely moving joints. Ants as. So it is helping for to hold the things and then do many works to our body. Types of movable joints. Here we have a different types of movable joints. The first one is a gliding joint. What is the gliding joint? It is these gliding joints we have in the spine. It is ordered in the almost flat and similar size. It is only allowing a limited movement in our body. Next we have a pivoid joint. These pivoid joints also placed in the spine. There is movement restricted in the plane, and then it is rotating only the longitudinal axis. The next one is saddle joint. This saddle joint is where it has been thumb and then shoulder and inner ear. So our thumb, the bigger one finger is a thumb, and then our shoulder and inner here we have a saddle joint. It is a flexion and then extension. That movements, it is a slight movements only we can have. The next one is hinge joint. These hinge joint are taking place in the elbow, knee, and ankle. A cylindrical portion of a one bone articulates the another bone. So one bone is fixed. See here. So cylindrical portion is fixed in the one another bone. In this, no movement is restricted. So the movement has been restricted in this place. Only bending, we can bend only in this place. The next one is ellipsoidal joint. Here it is no. This is taking place in our wrist So it is in this also the two planes the movement can be allows us a very limited area. Ball and socket joint. These socket joints are in the shoulder and if we have a ball like a joints in this movement can occur in three planes. This joint allows the greatest range of movements. Shoulder we can move only 360 degrees. So in that areas only we can have a maximum rotation in our body. Synovial joints, it's a very important joint which makes a connection between two bones consisting of a cartilage line cavity filled with the fluid. Actually, this type of joint we have in our knee. Knee joints are synovial joints. It is a most flexible type of joint between a bones because these bones are physically connected and can move freely in a relation to each other. It is helping to make a move of the two bones freely. And then the synovial joints have four main features. So what are the four main features it has? And then we are going to see the different features present in the synovial joint. Features of synovial joint. It has a fibrous tissue in it. In this tissue is connecting two bones, and then this as a synovial fluid. In this fluid is helping the reduce the friction between the two bones to avoid the damage of these two bones, so that the synovial fluid is helping the reducing the friction between the two bones. And then articular cartilage, so these articular cartilages are helping to absorb the shock and to prevent friction between the ends of the bone, the end of the bones, to avoid the friction between the bones. And then joint capsule. So what is a joint capsule? Here we have a joint capsule. In that joint capsule, it is a made with the fibrous capsules, and then it strengthens the joints because already fluid is fixed two bones, but they are in a not joined together. With the help of these fluids they are moving, and then they have a fibrous capsules. In the synovial membrane lines a joint secretes synovial fluid. So on the whole, the synovial fluid as well as the fibrous capsules are helping the fine movement of the knee in our body. This is called synovial joint. Assignment for this class: what are the types of movements in a human body? What are joints? List the types of joints. What is synovial joint? And write the features of synovial joint. Thank you, students.